But this bride's future sister-in-law takes over her wedding planning, but she gets publicly humiliated in the most dramatic way. So this woman, her name is Tolu. She has been with her boyfriend Dotun for 3 years now, and he finally proposes after all these years. She has been planning events for years, and she's very excited to be planning her own wedding. She already has everything planned out in her head. It's going to start with the traditional wedding, followed by the beautiful white wedding, and she wants to be surrounded with people who genuinely love her. This woman has been dreaming about her wedding since when she was 10 years old, and she's so happy it's finally here. The planning is going smoothly until she's at her mother-in-law's house to discuss the ashwebi fabric and the vendors they plan to use. This is when Dotun walks in with his best man, Emeka, and his wife, Choma. This is the first time she's meeting Choma, so she doesn't know what to expect. She's shocked when Choma runs across the room just to hug her, like they've known each other for years. And she starts talking about how she has heard so much about her, and she's so excited to finally meet her. Tolu is shocked when this woman starts talking about her own plans for the wedding. Someone that she just met though. It gets even worse when Choma tells her she wants to be a part of the bridal train, and she's even talking about organizing the bridal shower. Choma says another thing that leaves Tolu speechless. She announces that she has already booked a photographer for the bridal shower photo shoot. She's saying her followers should be prepared to be sick of her. Tolu forces this awkward smile and just nods along, because what else can she really do? She was raised to be respectful to married women, especially older ones, and she doesn't want to cause drama. But inside, she's thinking, who is this woman? And why is she planning my wedding? The situation starts getting worse immediately. Choma goes on Instagram and announces that she's coordinating the bride's glam team. She posts this elaborate mood boards and makeup looks that Tolu has never seen before, let alone approved. Every time there's a meeting that Dotun gets invited to, Choma shows up too, and she's never quiet, always giving opinions and suggestions that nobody asked for. Somehow, she finds out about private bridal meetings and just appears like she has some kind of wedding radar. One time, Tolu is meeting with the caterers to taste food, and Choma walks in, claiming she was in the area. The woman lives in Ajah. The meeting was in Victoria Island. Nobody is in Victoria Island by accident. At every single meeting, Choma has something to say. The flowers aren't dramatic enough for photos. The cake design won't look good on camera. The venue lighting needs to be adjusted for her content creation. Content creation care. At someone else's wedding, Tolu keeps trying to be diplomatic about it. She talks to Dotun, asking him to have a conversation with Emeka. Dotun approaches his friend carefully, but Emeka just laughs it off. You know how Choma is. She just gets excited about weddings. She means well. But meaning well doesn't excuse the chaos that follows. Choma starts involving herself in every aspect of the wedding planning. She creates a WhatsApp group called Team Bride, automatically making her an admin. She's posting daily updates about things she's planning for Tolu's wedding, things Tolu doesn't even know about. Then comes the dress fitting appointment at this expensive boutique in Ikoyi. Tolu has been looking forward to this moment for months. She's at the boutique with her mother and her best friend, trying on her dream dress, when suddenly the door opens and in walks Choma with a professional photographer. Choma announces that she's there to capture the beautiful moment as part of the wedding documentary she's creating. Wedding documentary? Nobody commissioned the wedding documentary. She spends 20 minutes posing in front of Tolu's dress, suggesting alterations to make it more photogenic. The pop boutique owner is trying to be diplomatic, but she finally has to ask Choma to step aside so the bride can have her moment. That's when Choma completely breaks down. She starts crying, saying everyone is ganging up against her and excluding her from everything when she's just trying to help. She's crying so loudly that other customers are staring, and Tolu is standing there in her wedding dress feeling like she's in some kind of nightmare. Which kind of wahala be this now? Tolu realizes at this moment that being subtle isn't working. Choma is the type of person who feeds off drama and attention. She thrives on being the center of everything, even when it's someone else's special day. So Tolu starts documenting everything. Every time Choma oversteps, Tolu directly records it or takes screenshots of her posts. The final explosion happens at the bridal shower. Tolu's bestie Tolani has flown in from London specifically for this. She planned games, brought beautiful decorations, coordinated with everyone to wear lush pink. It's supposed to be this intimate, beautiful celebration with Tolu's closest friends and family. Everything is going perfectly until Choma shows up. She's wearing this dramatic red jumpsuit, the only person in the room not wearing the agreed color scheme. But that's not even the worst part. She brought gift bags, custom gift bags with her own face printed on them, at someone else's bridal shower. Tolani takes one look at this gift bag flag and loses it completely. She starts shouting at Chioma, telling her to mind her own business, and that nobody wants her there. Other bridesmaids joining, and suddenly there's this massive argument happening at what was supposed to be a peaceful celebration. Drinks are flying, voice gets louder, and Tolu is standing in the middle of it all in tears. Her dream bridal shower has turned into a battlefield, and it's all because one person couldn't respect boundaries. The party ends abruptly, with everyone leaving in a huff, and Tolu goes home feeling like her wedding is already ruined. That night, Tolu and Tolani sit down and plan their counter-attack. They compile all the videos and screenshots Tolu has been collecting. Every overstepping moment, every inappropriate post, every time Chioma inserted herself where she didn't belong. They created a presentation that tells the whole story. The wedding rehearsal arrives, and of course, Chioma shows up with a Mecca, but this time, she's wearing white. The exact same white lace ashwebi that was specifically reserved for the traditional wedding. She's literally wearing the bride's fabric to the bride's rehearsal. When it's time for toast, Tolani stands up and announces that she wants to play a special video to appreciate someone who has been particularly helpful throughout the wedding planning process. She starts the video. This is the video compilation, and the room goes completely silent as everyone watches Chioma's greatest hit play out on screen. There she is announcing herself as glam coordinator. There she is posing in the wedding dress. There she is crying at the boutique. There she is in her red jumpsuit at the bridal shower. The evidence is undeniable and absolutely ridiculous. Tolani holds the microphone and faces Chioma directly. She thanks her for all her efforts and then delivers the killing blow. I have never seen an uninvited guest take front seat at a wedding that isn't hers. The room erupts in suppressed laughter and murmurs of agreement. Chioma's face turns red as she fumbled with her phone, staring at the ground like she suddenly found something fascinating on the floor. Within minutes, people are recording and the video starts circulating on Instagram, stories, and WhatsApp statuses. Chioma says quiet for the rest of the rehearsal. Visual interruptions replaced with uncomfortable silence. The actual wedding day is absolutely perfect. Chioma attends in regular guest ashwebi, completely stripped of any special roles or spotlight. She keeps to her table, subdued and quiet. When the MC mentions her name in passing, the crowd erupts in knowing laughter because everyone remembers the previous night. Tolu's wedding unfolds exactly as she dreamed it would. Beautiful, intimate, filled with love and genuine celebration. No drama, no unauthorized photo shoot, no Instagram performances, just pure love. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Sometimes being nice and diplomatic doesn't work with people who have no respect for boundaries. There are people in this world who will take your kindness for weakness and your politeness for permission to walk all over you. When you meet such people, you have to be willing to stand up for yourself, even if it makes things uncomfortable.